Why everybody gotta fight each other? Aristotle Full Throttle here, and here's my spoiler-free review of Captain America Civil War. Basically, after the events of the Avengers and Age of Ultron, the international community wants to put together a set of rules that can regulate and keep tabs on all the superheroes, and have them face consequences to their actions. They go over the fact that they blew up New York, that they blew up Sokovia, that they blow up wherever they go. So there's the fundamental divide on philosophy between Captain America and Tony Stark. Tony Stark basically believes that the Avengers shouldn't operate outside of the law. They should answer to somebody. Meanwhile, you've got Captain America, and he's like, hey, the Avengers just do what's right, and that's what we do. And the government can't tell me what to do. You're not the boss of me. The movie does a great job giving you everybody's individual perspective as to why they chose the side that they're on. Captain America has always been one of my favorite superheroes, Captain America and Spider-Man, and a lot of people don't get Captain America because they're like, he's just a Boy Scout, he's just good all the time. And it's like, well, yeah, that's the character. The character is always going to do what he believes is right. And that's a great character, because there are no people like that. And that is why I like the character of Superman in the DC universe, but I don't think that that whole thing is going all too well right now. I wish they would bring that purity to Superman and not make him so morose. This movie's very much a sequel to Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It definitely takes place after the events of Age of Ultron, but it continues the story thread between Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes and their friendship. Chris Evans brings it as always as Captain America. Robert Downey Jr. is hilarious as always, but he's also very compelling. There's also a really cool scene, and I'm not going to spoil it, but they do a flashback in a way that I've never seen done before, but it was a fantastic way of giving a little bit of backstory, and they do it so well. I have to say, the pluses of this movie, some of the best action and fighting choreography I have ever seen. Full stop. It is awesome, especially Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. Black Widow is always awesome. She's always been a very formidable opponent. They really got to show her off in The Winter Soldier. I thought they really showcased her character in this movie. Scarlett Johansson had a bunch of scenes where she had some monologues and she had some really good moments as a character to really develop and understand where she's coming from and why she chooses which side she's on. But those action sequences, though, this movie does the best job at showcasing how badass Black Widow is. You know, you've got the Hulk in the Avengers, and you're like, well, obviously he's a big and green scary monster and can smash everything. But in Captain America Civil War, when you see Black Widow coming, you better run, because she was scary. I was scared when she would beat up the bad guys in this movie. They upped Falcon's game tenfold in this one. He's got all sorts of gadgets and fun stuff, and you're like, this is a really good portrayal of Falcon. Everybody's personality comes through on multiple levels. For instance, Vision. Vision always has a deep philosophical reasoning behind his motivations, and you see why Vision chooses his side. You see why Scarlet Witch chooses her side. There's a really cool buddy dynamic that goes on between Captain America, Falcon, Winter Soldier. Black Panther is introduced in this movie, Chadwick Boseman. He's great. He's very serious, though. He's a very serious king from Wakanda. And then you got the introduction of Spider-Man. Best Spider-Man ever. Tom Holland is Spider-Man. Tom Holland is Peter Parker. He's great. Though Marissa Tomei as Aunt May, I don't know, but they do kind of joke about that. There is some kind of tongue-in-cheek about her casting as Aunt May, and it's pretty funny. All of the previous Marvel movies build into this movie so perfectly, though you do not have to rely on them. I'm always a big proponent for good writing and good screenwriting, and all movies should be self-encapsulated, and this one is. This one, it's got a lot going on outside of it, and if you know the other movies and all the other backstories, it really helps a lot. But the movie is very well self-contained. You technically don't have to see any other Marvel movie, but it will help, because you will understand, even on a deeper level, why Captain America and Tony Stark are just not agreeing. There are a lot of great emotional moments, and you feel for the characters. And as I viewed the movie, I shifted allegiances a few times, because I'm like, you know what? Tony Stark has a point. And wait a minute, you know what? Captain America is right, and Vision is right, and everybody's kind of right. This isn't a big spoiler, but there's a line in the movie that says, you're wrong, but you think you're right, which makes you dangerous. But the fight choreography, the action alone, it's all well motivated, and it all pays off. Everybody feels invested in all these characters because we've come to know them. It's heartbreaking to see them at odds, but it all kind of makes sense, and it's great. Even though there are a lot of characters in this movie, every character gets their moment to shine and have even a bit of a monologue. Everybody kind of has a monologue in this movie. They're all like, that was the day I lost my ice cream cone. And from that day forward, I vowed never to lose my ice cream cone. Very dramatic monologues. But also, you got Paul Rudd as Ant-Man and Tom Holland as Spider-Man, and they're just throwing down jokes at each other, and Tony Stark is always a wise ass, and there's even some great moments between Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Captain America. The thing that I love that is straight out of the comic books is how all of their powers work together, not just individually, but how the Avengers work together as a team and how they work against each other as enemies. And that is just so masterfully crafted by the Russo brothers. I got my hats off to those guys. Ant-Man stole the show, really. Check the movie out. I give the movie 4.5 fros out of 5. Black Widow gets a fro, Captain America gets a fro, Tony Stark gets a fro, Spider-Man gets a fro, and I'm gonna give the remaining half fro to Vision, because he's cool. So what do you think? Are you gonna go see the movie? And if you saw the movie, did you like it? Let me know in the comments below by leaving a comment below. Give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to check out more of my reviews, click here or click the info card for more. And if you want information on how to help wounded war vets, click the icon of my face at the end of this video or look for a link in the description below. And keep checking back to my channel because I'm gonna have an epic spoiler review of Captain America Civil War. I'm Aristotle Full Throttle, and I'll see you later. Future ahead of him, he's gonna have stardom. There's no possible way he is gonna grow up well-adjusted. Sorry, Disney sacrifices a kid like every 5 years for their profits. Amazing standout performance.